What's up everybody, today we're going to be doing a full review and test ride of a 2021 Road Glide Special. Just a few specs before we get started. It's got the Milwaukee 8 114 motor in it with a reported 118 foot-pounds of torque at about 3,250 RPMs. We got a right lean angle of 32 degrees and a left lean angle of 31 degrees. We got a 6-gallon tank with a reported 45 miles per gallon. The MSRP starts at $26,699 US. Now for dimensions, we have an overall length of 95.7 inches, a seat height of 25.9 inches, ground clearance of 5.1 inches, we got a 26-inch rake, 6.8-inch trail, 64-inch wheelbase, the front tire is a 130/60/19, and the rear tire is a 180/55/18. We have a luggage capacity of 2.7 cubic feet and an all-in wet weight of 853 pounds. Emerald Coast Harley Davidson was kind enough to invite me to come check out this 2021 Road Glide Special in Vivid Black. They also installed the Rinehart slip-on exhaust for this bike. So let's roll that intro and get right into the test ride. What's up guys? We're over here at Emerald Coast Harley Davidson, about to test ride this 2021 Road Glide. It's freaking beautiful, man. I love that black. Gonna let me do a little bit of riding on it. It's super generous of them. If you guys are ever in the Fort Walton Beach, Destin, Pensacola area, and y'all want to come down to Fort Walton Beach, come check out Emerald Coast Harley Davidson, man. There's some good people. Got a good staff. They got a great selection of bikes. Oh my goodness. I haven't ridden a Road Glide in a hot minute. They got the Rinehart pipes on this bad boy. It sounds pretty dang good. Oh my goodness. This is a lot of bike. It's a big old bike actually. So, 2021 Road Glide. Here we are. Massive front fixed fairing. I absolutely love that. It's pretty nice. Handlebars are in a pretty comfortable position. Kind of wish they were a little bit higher, just for my personal taste, but not bad at all. Got a nice big touchscreen here. Let's see if it's glove friendly. Oh, it's glove friendly. That's super sick. Not bad at all. Oh, green light, finally. So this bike, they actually installed the Rinehart exhaust on the back, and that sounds beautiful and marvelous. If you want to be a real Harley rider, you had to ride a Road Glide or some kind of bagger. It's my best shade tree surgeon impression that I could give for the day. But no, this Harley so far rides really freaking smooth. Oh wow, yeah, it's so nimble feeling. Yeah, this feels wonderful. I'm just for kind of like riders size or whatever, I'm 6 feet, about 192. And I'm sitting perfectly upright right now, and I don't feel any wind buffeting. I love this fairing right here. This is I don't feel anything so far. I mean, I'm only going, well, I guess I'm going 50. Man, the torque is there. That exhaust sounds wonderful. Yeah, this thing had 11 miles on it whenever I sat on, or 7 miles when I sat on it. So this thing is literally brand spanking new. So shout out to Emerald Coast Harley Davidson for letting me ride this out today, because this is really fun. This is crazy, man. Just a little pull to 80 miles an hour just feels like it rides on a couch. Like I don't feel anything. That's just unbelievable. So if you watch my other video with the 2021 Street Glide in that denim green, that was, first of all, an absolutely gorgeous color. Love it. But I love that flat green. But anyway, one thing that I noticed that I didn't really kind of touch on, the fairing is literally the thing that diverts the wind. It sits right in front of you. Basically anything with the windshield that's going to divert wind, that's called a wind fairing. And the main difference between a Street Glide and a Road Glide is, on a Street Glide you have a fixed fairing that sits on your handlebars, and so whenever you're riding, the wind fairing actually sits right here across your handlebars like so. And when on the Road Glide, the fairing is actually mounted to the frame of the bike, and so you're not having anything mounted to the handlebars. And in my opinion, and in most people's opinion as well, and you just have to test drive for yourself, the wind is diverted much better on a road glide than a street glide. And I guess it's just because of the way that you know, like if you think about physics, I mean, I'm not a scientist or anything, but
yes, science.
If you think about physics, you're attaching a fairing to the handlebars, and your handlebars move, right? So if it's a really windy day, the wind's gonna be pushing on your handlebars, and it's gonna be kind of causing a little bit more buffeting. So it's like, you know, kind of something like this. Whereas the road glide, with the fairing being mounted on the frame of the bike, it's much more rigid, much less susceptible to being pushed around by the wind. And right now it's not like a super windy day, but I mean, it's on the Gulf Coast, so everything is usually windy. That's just a little lesson for you for road glide versus street glides with the fairings. And I gotta tell you, this thing is incredibly comfortable. I mean, even at 70 right now, it just feels like it just purrs and just enjoys the ride, you know what I mean? One thing right off the bat is I prefer to have my shift lever a little bit closer to my foot, so that could be adjusted, that's no problem. But my feet are sitting right here. I mean, if I had the little extensions out here to put my feet up, maybe that would be a little more comfortable, but this is honestly fine. I like having these foot rests down here by my feet. Just rolling onto the throttle, getting onto the on the highway here, just man, it's such a good steady and smooth roll into the throttle. Feels great. And obviously this is not a sport bike by any means, so I'm definitely sitting upright, and I don't feel any buffeting on my head right now. This is incredible. Like that fairing is doing its job, pushing the wind over my head. I don't feel like I'm bobbleheading at all. I did feel that on the street glide. Like, I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but like, you know, it was definitely just kind of, it felt like this right here, and maybe the stabilization on the GoPro was helping out with that a little bit. But I knew the second that I got on the street glide that it was going to be a problem. And now that problem has just been exacerbated even more. And now I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Going over the controls, pretty much the typical Harley controls. You got your left marker and your right marker. This is actually a Bluetooth thing set up, so when you actually set your Bluetooth up into the settings here, I'm not going to connect mine, but I'll show you later how you can set it up. You got your traction control right here. You got your brights and your normal lights, and then you got your navigation. So if you hold the home screen, oops, that's your home screen right here, and then going back and forth, you would actually use the handles or the controls on the right. So bam, bam, phone, map, music. And you can scroll down and go into your settings, and then this is where you would set up your phone. You can go down, Bluetooth setup, click your Bluetooth, and then, you know, go through the settings there. So going back to the home screen here, if you long press the home button, then it comes up with another set of menus here. You can use your left and right one to go directly to that setting, whatever it is. So right now the left setting was the music, or the EQ setting, audio settings, there we go. And then if you go right, go straight to the info, bam, there's your real-time info for your bike. It's pretty nice. And then you can use the left and right to go back and forth for, you know, your different settings or something. Tire pressure, trip summary. But this thing is riding like butter, man. This thing is, I mean, look how nimble that is. That's crazy. And it's actually not anywhere near as heavy as I was expecting it to be. I was actually expecting it to be a lot heavier, but this isn't the touring pack, obviously, so it doesn't have the big seat on the back. And then one thing this thing does have, it's called the parade mode, but I think it's EITM, I think is what it's called. But anyway, you can roll your throttle forward all the way. So what that does, that parade mode basically shuts off one of the valves and then uses the other valve to keep the engine running. And then the theory is it keeps the bike cooler, or keeps it from overheating or heating up too fast, because when you're sitting on it, man, your thighs start burning up, your butt starts burning up, and then you're just like sitting there miserable. You want to have that extra comfort when you're in traffic, because nobody likes sitting in heat, that's for sure. Over the summer last year, I was watching highlights of the King of Baggers race, and then I was like, you got to be kidding me! They're getting these massive bikes out there at Laguna Seca at the corkscrew and just, you know, dipping. And you got people dropping knees and stuff. I'm like, how the heck are they doing that? And so then I started seeing them more often on the road, and I was like, wow, okay, so let me just go ahead and see about this life. So I went and test rode the Street Glide, and I'm like, well, now I want a bagger. I guess I'm getting old now. I don't care. I want to take a different route, kind of do something a little bit more in the traffic to see how it handled in the traffic. Right now, it's beautiful. I'm not having any issues whatsoever. The first time I rode a big bike like this, I was actually really nervous. I thought I was going to tip it over because it felt way more top heavy. But now, you know, this is the way to go, dude. If you're on the fence between a road glide and the street glide, you know, you got the finances in order and everything, I'm just going to tell you right now, in my opinion, I mean, take my opinion with a grain of salt, go test ride both for yourself. I mean, road glides. The road glides is where it's at. Oh yeah, one more thing for you guys who are looking at a 21 specifically, is they have the cable clutch on there. The cable clutch, I mean, I couldn't really tell a difference. I've only ridden one bike that had a hydraulic clutch, and I didn't ride it enough to really notice a major difference. Every bike that I've ever had has always been cable. So, I mean, it feels good to me. It feels really smooth. I mean, of course, it's a brand new bike, so it should feel nice and smooth. I mean, it's literally brand freaking new. They moved the gas cap over to the right side. I wish it was more flush, but I think you can get I think you can get another gas cap that's gonna be more flush. Got the Road Glide right there, and it's black on black. You cannot go wrong with that. And if you're new to the channel, we talk about motorcycle things that I enjoy in life, and things that you know, kind of bring me joy or whatever. It just happens to be from the handlebars of a motorcycle, unless it's raining. And then, you know, I just did a Lego build the other day because it was raining and I didn't feel like going out on the bike. But I'll tell you what, if you even just give me a like, I would really appreciate that. It makes it helps the channel, helps us go up into the YouTube algorithm, because the more you like it, the more everybody else gets to like it, and the more that people get to see bike reviews, or, you know, just enjoy the things that we're about doing. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe and the notification bell. I am uploading, I'm trying a new experiment. So I was just uploading on Thursdays, and now I'm going to be uploading on Mondays and Thursdays. So y'all make sure to hit that notification bell so you can see what we're going to be doing with the channel and everything. And while you're at it, go ahead and drop a comment below what you think about the 2021 Road Glide. So who's this bike for? I'm sure there's other people out there that are going to be looking at this going, oh my god, that's an old man's bike, just like I was. So, and I'm not an old man. I don't think I'll ever be an old man. I think this bike is perfect for people who want to, you know, ride on the road in the most comfortable of ways. In my opinion, this is the most comfortable bike I've probably ever ridden, as far as the wind and all that's concerned. You can go another step further and get like the fairings for your legs and stuff, so you're like not feeling anything. That's where you start getting the real comfort zone. But with everything that you enjoy, there must be some sort of con too, right? So I think the only con that I have is the fact that this thing only will go up to 120. Like you can get a 131 kit, and unless you want to avoid the warranty and, you know, get it flashed or retuned and stuff, I mean, you're not going to be, you know, putting out as much speed as you would want. I mean, anything is customizable, I guess, or anything is warranty voidable. But if you're not into that, that's totally fine. I mean, I like to maximize every bit of opportunity I can with anything that I have. For me, nothing is ever just, oh, I got me a bike, or oh, I got me a car. Everything for me is a project. But that's just me. So if you're totally satisfied with that, I think that this is a great bike for you. I want one. I just can't afford the price tag on it right now. I guess who I wouldn't recommend this bike for, I mean, if you're brand new to riding, I mean, I probably wouldn't get something like this right off the bat, just because it is a little heavier and it's a little more intimidating when you're in low speed situations. I mean, even I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta be careful. I don't want to like tip the bike over or anything. And U-turns are always scary on a bike as it is. And then, so, you know, getting used to how the bike feels, and it's going to take you a little longer. I'm not even that super comfortable with it right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So this is something, I don't know if this is actually, I think this is new for 21s too. There's a little button right here, so when you open that up, that's supposed to open up more venting to go through. So if you're on a really windy day, I guess it's just another added way to divert the wind a little bit differently. At this speed, at 60, I can't really tell a difference. Let me see if I can tell a difference when I close it though. I mean, if I was going, 80 plus, and it was really windy, I think that would be a good opportunity to test that out, but it's not as prevalent as you would think. Alright, you guys, well, I'm gonna go take this back to the dealership so I don't get in trouble with my wife. Really, that's the only one I'm worried about. You don't need another bike. Not with that attitude. Well, if you guys like this review, go ahead and drop me a comment down below. And like I said earlier, if you like the content, subscribe, man. Hit that notification bell, see what we're about. I got a giveaway that I'm doing as well. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll put the link in the video on how you can, get ready for that. See what the prize is. But until next time, you guys enjoy your week. Have a good weekend if it's your weekend, work weekend. Stay decent, all right? Peace.